It's that time of year, the school bus. As we are nearing Christmas break, I would like to take a moment and discuss the safety features of a school bus. Particularly safe, the particular safety features we're going to underline today are emergency exits and some other features of the bus. Now, not every bus is the same. This bus is a 2020 Thomas Safety Liner EFX. Every bus is different, but I'm going to show you the safety features on this bus and general buses that every single bus should have to comply with the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards. So here we have a 2020 EFX. If we look at the front of the bus, it's your standard flat nose bus with a big windshield. And you've got windows across every side of the bus and an emergency door in the back, and some of them are on the side. But if we go inside the bus, you'll notice that some of the windows have a thing that says emergency exit and a red handle. These are called emergency exit windows, and we'll go over these in just a minute. On this bus, there's a total of 6 emergency exit windows. We're going to point out the safety features of the bus. So in the event an emergency, a crash, whatever have you, there are certain emergency evacuation exits on this bus. First, starting with the door. Let me close my service door to demonstrate the service door. In the event of an emergency or a rear end crash, we would all evacuate through this door here. This is the emergency service door, and depending on a bus fire, you may use either or, but this is the front door, and to operate it in an event of emergency, the air doors have, and all electric, hydraulic, and air doors have a switch, a red switch in this case. The manual doors, you just open it as you normally would. This door has a switch with air doors, and then when you release that air from the door, you can physically push it open. And then once everybody's out of the bus, there's a little handle, you can either close or open it from the front of the bus. And then if you want to have it reoperate on the service door switch, you would just push that switch and it would go back to its regular state. Now, I don't remember if this bus has it, but in some buses you will have what's called a knockout window. So certain buses have certain knockout windows. In the back of the bus, the emergency door windows, and these 2 windows here, well, if you push them hard enough, they'll come out, and you can exit in case of emergency, in which the emergency exits are not able to be used, as well as this big, long glass windshield here. You can push the panels out, and just going to warn you kids, if you do that, you may never ride a school bus again unless you are instructed to do so in the event of an emergency. In that case, you will be instructed to use them if it applies, and in order to get that fixed, you would have to get the entire windshield replaced, or windows in the back if you have those types of windows. Now, the most common type of emergency exit is the roof hatches. In the event the bus were to tip on its side, you would open up the emergency, and these are roof vents too, you can use these as roof vents, but you would click the little, you would turn a little lever and pop the thing up, push it up. And the same thing for the back. And then you can exit through the emergency exit hatches, and we'll close these. In the event the bus were to, let's say it flipped, well, I guess if it tipped over too, you could also use the emergency exit windows. In the event it maybe tipped or something. If it tipped on to the left side, well, you'd all have to exit out of these left windows here. I'm sorry, if it tips on the right side, like down this way, you use all the windows down here, and vice versa. If it were to tip on the other side, you'd use all the windows there. And the way these work is you just pull the little red handle, and the window will pop out. And then you can close it back, and it's got a very annoying alarm. And you would get in trouble if you were to open one of these on a bus, if you're not instructed to do so. Now, in the back, at the very back of the bus, let's say the bus were to get front impact and you're not able to escape from the front doors, you have a rear emergency door. To operate this, you lift the handle and you push up, or you push out. And then you would sit. You don't jump out, but every student has to sit, feet out, and they would kind of slide out. And then you can close the door. And then some of them have it where the reverse lights illuminate when the emergency door is open. You just slip that handle in. It would open. You'd also get in trouble if you were not instructed to open one of these and you still opened it. You would get in big trouble. And we will go ahead and open up all of our emergency exits. So on the exterior of the bus, you have these 3 windows, the rear door, these left 3 exterior windows, the front service door, and the roof hatches up top. And there we go. That is all. Oh, and that's not all yet. On the Bluebirds, the ones equipped with that air conditioning, some of them have it. You'll have a little compartment up top, and that would be for emergency equipment such as emergency triangles. So if you break down, or you get a flat tire, you put the reflective triangles out. You have some of them come equipped with a little flashing red light. This bus doesn't particularly have it, but the rear engine models do. You when you open up the engine bay and your hazard are on, you have a set of external or auxiliary turn signal flashers on that those are used basically so if you break down, you have the engine door open, you can still see the flashers basically. Every bus comes with a fire extinguisher. Let's see what else. Fire extinguisher. Most buses now have a fire suppression. Have like a fire suppression system. This bus here, as you can see, we have a red box back here containing all of our emergency equipment. And in the event of a medical emergency, the buses are required to have first aid kits and a body fluid cleanup kit. And you can see our fire extinguisher is also located here. And it has to be charged to the proper level, and it has to have, the date code cannot be expired, and it has to be up to date, certified, and everything like that. You got your first aid kit and body fluid cleanup kit here, made by Thomas. Then you got the red emergency box back here. There's some information stickers there. And yeah, no, and an emergency, oops. You obviously got, this bus is loaded up with cameras, but you do have a radio to communicate with the other drivers as well as medical assistants, your mechanic, your base, everything like that. And that is the camera communications monitoring box. And for safety of the students, if one of the students were to get, let's say you end your route and you shut your bus off. If let's say one student, you do your child check, so you check all your bus, and one student is sleeping or is hiding. This bus has what's called a no child left behind or child checkmate alarm. The way this works is the bus, in most buses, arm itself when you arm the master flashers. In this bus, it being a Thomas, you have to leave it on for a couple of minutes until you hear like a beep, and we'll come back on when it does. Alright, so I've clarified that you do have to have the warning lights enabled. So let's say you turn on your warning lights, open up that door. Mine's already armed, but if in the event we're armed, you get a ping ping noise. And you can see we'll go over the safety stop stuff in a minute. But if you were to end your route and you shut the bus off, this bus you get 3 beeps. Some buses that keeps beeping, some buses the horn will start to flash, some buses the lights will flash. Different stuff. On this Thomas, the thing beeps 3 times, and you gotta check your bus. And I have no students on board, so I just walk to the back. And when you are finished, you just press that little button, and you get a series of beeps indicating that child check system has been disarmed and deactivated. So we are back in the bus, and I'm going to demonstrate the different warning lights on our school bus, as well as some of the safety lights that are used on our school bus. We'll start on the front and side corners. This bus does not have one, but in most buses you do have like a crossing arm of some sort or crossing gate in the front of your bus that will come out when the stoplights come on, and it will kind of make sure that your students will stay within the maximum amount of range, or the minimum amount of range that you need to be able to see your students. So that kind of helps with that. On this bus we don't have one, mainly because it's a flat nose, so you got better visibility, but in most buses you would have one. So we'll start, the lights that you'll see most is your clearance lights up here. Those are your 3 lights there, your marker lights, and your running lights are the ones here. Oftentimes the buses have their headlights on, so that's their headlights, and you got high beam and all that stuff. Then, obviously, if you're wanting to make a left turn, your left turn signal would be on here. That's this one here. The right turn signal is this one. I also want to point out, these are your hazards. I also want to point out you do have your turn signal marker lights along the side of the bus. Now, when you're making a stop, when you're getting ready to make a stop, the bus has a set of warning lights, as we call them, to help alert the passengers behind you and the students or passengers of the bus that you are about to make a stop. So when you first, so the first sequence of this warning light system is the amber warning lights. These lights you will see is when the driver is not stopping yet, but is getting ready to stop. So that means that you should slow down. Obviously don't whiz past the bus, but you can still remain going, just slow down. And this means the bus is getting ready to stop. So let's say the bus stops. So the bus stops, park and brake. The bus will not open up the service doors until it is fully stopped. When the bus is fully stopped, when you open up the service doors, you just click the door switch open, and you will see the red lights come on, followed by the service door, our exterior stepwell light, and our stop sign. Some buses have 2 stop signs, and if you had a crossing gate, or a crossing arm, that would come out as well. These lights are your stop lights, and when these are lit, and you're behind the school bus with these lights lit, you should stop. You shouldn't. You need to stop. Like, you have to stop. I shouldn't even put you should stop. You have to stop. Like, this is a requirement. If you don't stop, and most buses now have, like, a camera on their stop arm, or on their stop signs. This bus doesn't have that feature, but some of them have it. The newer ones have it where if you open up the warning lights engage, the camera on the stop arm comes on. And you can get pulled over, ticketed. You can get literally ticketed and pulled over for running a school bus's stoplights. Okay, now let's go over the lights on the rear of the school bus. Starting with the turn signals. This is your left turn signal here. This will illuminate making sure you're making a left turn. That's your right turn signal. And these are your hazards. These will illuminate if the bus is in traffic or the traffic in front of it stopped, or if they need to pull over for anything else medical related or obviously passenger related and you get to pull over, you would put those lights on. These are your tail lights, and these are your brake lights, and these are your reverse lights. Now when you put the reverse lights on, some areas you have to put on the hazards, and then the white lights are your reverse lights. And you'll get a beeper, and some you would honk, and you would back up, and you can continue about your route. Now, the warning lights on the back are the same thing as the front. You got your ambers, and some of the newer ones also have it where there's like a little thing here that will light up saying caution stopping or stop, do not pass. Like a little display there that tells you with the warning lights and hazards and stuff and the res. These are the ambers. You see these lights on behind a bus, and you're in front or you're behind a bus and you see these lights come on. Used to be prepared to stop, slow down. And if you see these lights come on when you're behind a bus, you definitely have to stop. And these buses cannot, it's literally against the law for any bus to, see it's against the law. This says unlawful to pass when red lights flash. That means that it is basically against the law in many areas, if not all areas, to pass a school bus loading or unloading kids with their stoplights on. This is what the students would see. When you open up the service doors, you can kind of see the little step-out light going on there, and some of the Bluebirds have them on the exterior. And this is a Thomas, so it does not have that, but you would have a light on the exterior. And then this is from the driver's view. Inside the bus, we have a series of lights in the bus to tell the driver that the warning lights are on. With the ambers, you have a little indicator. Thomas built it into the bus, a little indicator light, and on most buses it has it. Will flash amber there for the amber lights, and if you have a bus with a light monitor, you would have it equipped up here as well. When you open up the doors, and the red lights come on, the red light will flash a little built-in indicator there, as well as on the light monitor if your bus is equipped with a light monitor. But that's going to do it for today's video about school bus safety. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and like, subscribe, comment, share, all the good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.